Welcome back to House on Carrion Hill, House of Bob's cosmic horror adventure played in Pathfinder 2nd Edition in the Galarian campaign setting.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm playing Willen Dappen, the gnome wizard.
Hi, I'm Janette. I'm playing Bimpkin, the long snout rat oracle.
Hey, I'm Shubert. I am playing Knib-Knub, the razor-tooth goblin fighter.
I'm Trevor, and I'll be playing Theobald, the orc investigator.
And I'm Shaun, your game master. If you like what we do and you want to support the show, visit us at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. Last time on House of Carrion Hill, Theobald, Bimpkin, Willen, and Knib-Knub witnessed the Day of Bones, a holy day dedicated to the goddess Pharasma. They met a woman who had recently lost her son after he was beset by nightmares. They visited the 7-ton mattock, talked, drank, and got to know each other. After going to bed, Bimpkin is suddenly awoken. A cacophony of whippoorwills eerily call in from the night outside. Bimpkin is roused from his stupor and stumbles to the window. You throw open the shutters. Outside you see that it's still night, and the moon is casting a weak light upon the ramshackle rooftops and casts the alleyways below into darkness. Strange sounds come up from below, and by the light of the street lamps you see a dark shape prowling from shadow to shadow. Your breath becomes visible in the air, and a shiver runs through your body, and a cold hand clamps onto your shoulder. What do?
I spin around and attempt to slap the hand away.
You spin around and you see that the room is still dark, but you can feel the presence of several others within the room. The hand is now gone. It's freezing cold, and you can feel the floorboards beneath you are so icy it feels like your feet are sticking to the wood. There's a dark shape near the foot of the bed. It shifts, and you hear a voice.
It broke my favorite toy.
Is it Juju? Is that you?
It was in pieces, brother.
Another shape by the door. You see eyes glint in the darkness.
Did you find me any more magic, Bimpkin?
Oh, the picnic. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see you. And Juju at the same time.
You feel that hand grasp your shoulder again. The voice, this time echoing from behind you.
No one blames you for this, Bimpkin.
Yod.
The voices rush out at you from the dark, all whispering over each other.
It smashed it to pieces.
I think the little one has the magic. You can settle this all and send us on our way, little brother. Boy has a body.
Suddenly, the voices stop. You feel your knees shake and you slump to the floor. The dark shapes all shift, centering around that last speaker, a fuzzy gray form laying down in the bed.
Yes. The one you and the others killed. He has a body. Use that one. It would do.
And then there's a knock, 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 knock. The sound of 4 sharp knocks snap you back awake. You're tangled and sweaty under the blanket in your small bed. You look at the window, but it's still closed. But you can see dull gray light of a foggy morning dripping in. Knock, 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 knock. Hello, Mr. Bimpkin. It's your wake-up call. You said you wanted to get up early.
Thank you. Yes, I am awake.
Okay, good. See you downstairs. Breakfast is soon.
Okay, goodbye now. Please leave.
You hear footsteps walking down the hallway.
I exhale really deeply and put my face in my hands for a second, just breathing. And then I look around the room again to make sure nobody's there. And then I throw the sheets aside and get up and start making my way downstairs without any pants. No, I forgot to put pants on.
you forgot to put pants on?
It's another nightmare.
Down in the common room, Theobald, Knib-Knub, and Willen are already sitting around a table, scarfing down some breakfast. Sarah Brindley reappears at the bar, and she waves over at you all, and Says, I've got a fresh pot of coffee here. Thank you all so much for staying here at the 7-Ton Matic. I hope that you'll be able to stay another couple nights because business last night was booming. The posters totally did the trick because you guys are popular.
Did you want me to sign any?
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe I could sell them as like door merch. Yes. Here.
All right, that'll be 3 silver per signing.
What could I charge? Yeah, okay, I think I could do that. I just charge 4 silver and I'll make back what I need. Here, there's a stack right there.
All right.
Sarah, what makes us so popular in this town?
Isn't it obvious?
I'd say
so cool.
For the sake of arguments, Sarah, would you be able to explain to us? Just pretend I'm an out-of-towner.
Yeah, that guy that you guys killed last night, before he went on his, attempted a murderous rampage, he was going to probably kill that other guy, the halfling that you rescued. But that's not the first murder that's happened recently. Another guy was murdered just recently before that, and his face was just ripped clean off. It was apparently really gross, and he was found right in the middle of the street. So
cool.
You might have stopped the whole thing. So you're like serial killer stoppers,
like vigilantes almost. How does does this town guard not help deter, midday murders?
I'm sure they try, but obviously something happened that you guys were able to stop them and the city guard couldn't. So, you did it.
We were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and is that not the hallmark of a true hero?
Yes, quantum positioning.
Okay. What's a quantum?
So when I killed that guy, you're telling me I did a good thing?
Yes.
Wow. Cool.
You saved a life. That's a heroic deed.
All right.
And I'm going to profit off that, if you don't mind.
I don't care.
Cool.
I was just trying to bite the guy because he seemed kind of freaky and scary.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable. I would also bite if I was cornered by a freaky, scary, skinless man. It seems like you'd be better at biting, though.
What? Is there something you want me to bite?
Just those sausages.
Can you put your teeth marks in something as like an imprint? Then we could sell that?
Mm-hmm.
Your signature, your dental record signature.
Yeah. These are the teeth that killed that weird dude.
Killed that weird dude.
I think while all this is going on, Bimpkin has just been standing there staring at everybody. And then when Sarah mentions that other folks have died recently, he's going to head out to where he thinks he saw the wolf the shadowy thing last night with no pants on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just to check and see if there's anything out there.
Bimpkin heads out the door. And
Whoa, without even having breakfast?
Yeah. He stands by the table for a while and watches you guys eat, listens to the conversation, and then just walks out.
Oh, man. Knib-Knub thinks something must be truly wrong. Didn't even eat.
So Bimpkin walks out the front door, back into the alley, and you see that all the brick and the sides of these buildings in the alleyway here are totally plastered with posters that are reproductions of the sketch that Sarah Brindley made of you. And it says, Tom and the boys, limited time only, 7-Ton Matic, drink specials all night, Day of Bones, plus.
And it has a portrait of all of us?
Yeah, it's not great, but
a hastily sketched.
It's basically one small person with really big round ears like Mickey Mouse, one small person with really big teeth, one small person with a giant hat, and one very large person with big scary arms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking stick figure quality.
Yeah. Just slightly above stick figure quality.
Unfortunately, Willen's been signing on the wrong picture, so
send in your fan art now to houseofbobpodcast@gmail.com. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah, we need more.
Do it. I dare you.
I feel like Theobald would probably follow Bimpkin outside as well too. Just stick together. We're a group, right?
yeah. Did you leave any food on your plate though?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't. I ate all my gruel. The gruel
Okay.
was delicious. It was the house special.
All right, then I get up as well. I've had my fill.
Out in the alleyway, Bimpkin begins making his way around the side of the building, finding this narrow track. The sky is partially obscured above you by overhanging buildings and tenements that are kind of built on top of each other and across each other. So you can see the sky is slightly covered over or partially obscured by buildings and tenements that are built over top of each other. And Bimpkin, you see the alleyway where you think you saw this dark shape scurrying about or creeping from shadow to shadow. There's some trash about. There are some puddles from like the morning rain. You see some like scraps of paper, and there's a couple mice and rats that scurry into little holes just as you come around the corner.
Can I do like a perception check to see if there's something that's looking really out of the ordinary?
I would have you make a survival check to see if you recognize any tracks or anything like that in the alley.
Okay. That is an 8.
So you don't see anything that looks really out of the ordinary. Just lots of garbage, lots of mud.
All right. I will suspiciously turn back around and start heading back towards the rest of the party.
And you see Theobald and Willen there, I guess. Did Knib-Knub come as well?
Yep.
Okay.
When people start, leaving, I'm just joining along.
When people
so
start going
far
places.
these guys have led me to a lot of food.
That's true. There you go. So you turn back around and you guys start heading back around the alley to the front of the building. And just as you come through the section towards the 7-ton Matic again, you see a middle-aged man, very red and puffy faced. He's wheezing like he's having an asthma attack, and he's running down the alleyway up to the door, and he like throws the door open and he's like, "Sarah, Sarah!" And you hear his voice recede as the door slams behind him.
Well, that was weird.
Jeez.
We might want to see what the commotion's about.
Yeah, maybe Tom and the boys can fix this one.
Oh, you want me to bite him?
Yeah.
Maybe not that guy.
Oh, okay.
But maybe he's going to tell us about another person that we need to bite.
Okay.
And then I know the guy that's going to bite him. And Theobald points at Knib-Knub.
Oh, yeah. Me. Yeah.
That's right.
You walk back into the 7-ton Matic, or you open the door anyways, and you immediately hear this man talking to Sarah in a very pitched voice. He's out of breath. He's panicked almost. But those heroes, are they still here? Something happened last night. Another person's been attacked. And Sarah goes, yeah, they're right there behind you. Hello.
Hello.
And he turns to you. The heroes, Tom and the boys, that's you, right?
Yes.
There's a new victim. Someone else was attacked just last night. Their face, their eyeballs, their eyelids, the guards, it was really gross and bloody, and I saw them as they were taking him away, but he's still alive.
Still alive? Let's just start over again. Well, where were you when you saw this?
I was going to the market, and I was going to buy a baguette and some roast beef in order to have a nice breakfast sandwich. It was going to be really delicious.
Yes.
And
Do you still have that?
no, I didn't make it. And
Okay.
so I was on my way, and then I saw a whole crowd of guards, and they were pulling a guy out of an alley on a stretcher, and he was just like moaning in pain, and his eyelids were gone, and you could see his eyeballs, and they were just white, and there was like blood all over the place. And he was like, "Ugh, the wolf," he said. It was like so freaky.
Wow, that sounds like you, Theo.
How does that sound about me?
Yeah, you were talking about Wolf last night.
I think he means like, you handled this one, Tom.
Oh, all right. Which alley was this? The alley on the way to market?
Yeah. Go down, take a left, go past the pastisserie, and then you'll see a butcher on the right, and it was just before the butcher.
Okay, you take us there.
Oh,
Yes, I did not catch the instructions either. That's a good idea.
okay, yeah, okay. I could do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you still need to get your roast beef, right?
Yeah.
True.
Do you have a weapon?
No.
It might get dicey.
Do I need a weapon?
Yes. If you're going to be a part of Tom and the boys.
I don't want to be one of the boys. I wanted to be the guy who got the boys.
You got the boys. The boys are coming.
Are they back in town?
I was about to do that.
All right.
Shit.
Okay, I'll take you, but I don't have any weapons, and I don't intend to use them.
Perfect.
Well, you could use baguette if necessary.
Yeah,
I would
how
use-
stale is it?
All right, so he takes you back out the door, down the alley, into the street, down a little ways, past a patisserie, turns another right, and you see a butcher at the end of the street. And there is an alleyway with a couple of guards kind of standing around, looking back and forth very suspiciously. And a couple townsfolk are like, rabble. Just kind of standing around, trying to get some information out of these guards who are being very tight-lipped.
Okay. Can we do like an investigate or something?
Why don't you just tell me what you want to do?
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
What does investigate mean?
I'm going to look around the scene. I want to see if there's like weird blood trails leading off anywhere or broken stuff on the ground.
All right, so first thing you see is that there's definitely a whole lot of blood on the ground behind the guards at the entryway to the alley. You see that just like most of the other areas of the Tangle, there's lots of trash around, lots of grime and mud. It looks like, even though it's rained here overnight, this blood is still kind of pooled up at the entryway to the alley.
Are there any rats here?
Make a perception check.
21.
You see at the far end of the alley, past the blood, there is a rat currently like eating what looks to be the remains of like a chicken carcass.
Okay, so using my rat speak, I'm going to try to talk to him. And so is there like somebody in the way? Like, are the guards blocking?
Currently the guards are like at the front of the alley. The blood pool is just kind of maybe 6 feet behind them. And then at the far end, maybe 30, 40 feet, you can see this little rat just kind of like gnawing on some bones.
Let's take a couple steps back and enter the alley system. My assumption is that the alleys lead behind buildings. Why don't we try and get onto the other side of a row of buildings and come in from the alleyway from a different side, come up behind the guards, essentially. And that way we can talk to this rat.
Yeah, maybe one of us can run distraction or something.
What do you think, Bimpkin?
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Okay. So you guys head off to the right, and you begin to try to make your way around to the same spot through the alley. I'm going to get you...
Wait, is somebody staying back to distract?
I can distract.
You're going to keep the guards busy?
Yeah.
You are distracting Dan.
Yeah.
Knib-Knub will stay behind with Willen.
It's the dream team of distraction.
Yeah.
Why don't we start with Willen and Knib-Knub then? So you guys walk up to the guards.
Yeah.
They give you a glower as you come close, and they're like, official city business, Order of the Crows.
Yep.
You are...
Yep. Don't worry, we're with Tom and the boys.
Tom and the boys.
Yep, if you could just move aside, I need to investigate the scene.
No, I'm sorry, sir. Order of
Violence,
Commander
a lot
Garrus.
of blood on the ground.
Whose blood is that?
Knib-Knub, you go take a sample.
All right, I'll
Sir,
taste
please
it.
stop. No, sir, stop. And they're like trying to like shuffle into your way, and they're like, Commander Garrus said that you're not to come in here. He gave explicit instructions that Tom and the boys were to have no further dealings with this investigation.
What? That's some real BS, man.
Look, we don't appreciate vigilante justice in this town, and apparently you've already killed the wrong man once.
We're
Excuse me?
super helpful.
That guy was trying to kill us.
We killed the right guy. Everybody says that.
There were no eyewitnesses, as far as we've heard, sir, and you're lucky that Mr. Commander Garrus hasn't put you under arrest already, so just stay where you are.
This poster says otherwise.
What do you mean, no eyewitnesses? Both of our eyes witnessed it.
Well, I really wasn't looking when you killed him.
There was like 8 or 9 eyewitnesses. One of us has a bunch of eyes.
Can you guys give me a diplomacy or a deception with a +2, whichever you prefer? Just one of you.
You got my help, though. I'm over there licking the blood, trying to taste if it tasted like the same.
Sir, you can't be licking the blood. That's a biohazard.
Show me the law where it says I can't lick the blood.
You're interfering in investigation. That's the law.
Well, that sucks. I definitely rolled a 1. So 12 total on my deception.
They like shove you off. Get out of here, and they bar the way. And one of the guards starts proceeding down the alleyway.
You'll be hearing from Tom.
You'll be hearing from Commander Garrus.
Good.
We pop over to Theo and Bimpkin, who are attempting to find their way through the alleys. I'm going to have you guys roll a society check to find your way through this rat warren of an alleyway.
28.
Whoa. With Theobald just behind you, you scamper over to the alley. You look up and down it, and you immediately notice that there are some very tiny little spaces cut between some of the buildings that you're pretty sure would lead to a ratfolk warren. And knowing the things you do about urban centers and rat folk and the way that they kind of just like make a home wherever the hell they want, you squeeze yourself through it and you smell your way through, and you go through these tight little spaces that are squeezing you, but you manage to like compress your body a little bit, and you make your way through into the other alley behind a dumpster. However, Theobald, the way that Bimpkin just disappeared through this little slip is a little too tight for you. I'll get you to roll a society check.
I got a 14.
So Theobald, you're there. You see Bimpkin disappear into this little hole without so much as a glance over his shoulder. And you look around, realize that these alleys are going to get real confusing really fast. And you look up to the roof above and you realize that there's probably a much simpler way to get where you want to go.
Yeah, I'm going to climb up onto the roof.
Okay.
Get a bird's eye view. I mean, I already have an elevated view above everybody else in the party, but now I'm really going to bring it up to another level.
Way to rub it in.
I mean, I'm standing in an alley alone by myself, so it's not like anybody else is really hearing it. So.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check to climb.
6.
All right.
Nice.
Not a critical fail, fortunately.
Getting all those bad rolls out of the way early.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
It's all right, though. This DC was not very high, so you begin to clamber up, and as you are working up your way up the brick wall of this building, some of it you notice is very crumbly. It's like this purple composite brick that's made out of maybe mud and straw or something like that, and as you climb your way up, some of it sort of crumbles and breaks away. But you manage to eventually get up to the top of the roof of this tenement, and you begin to make your way across to where you saw the alley.
Mm-hmm.
So you look down, and you see Bimpkin currently standing just a few feet away from this rat that's chewing on a chicken carcass. And you look over to your right, and you can see that Willen and Knib-Knub are being ushered away by the guards, and one of the guards is turning around to head back into the alleyway.
Now, just a quick lay of the land. Bimpkin is in this tight little rat folk alleyway.
He's emerged from that, and now you can see him in the alley underneath you. And in moments, he will be visible by the guard.
Well, I'm going to step over to the guard.
You're up on the roof.
Well, I'm going to hop down from the roof.
All right, so you just tumble down. Yeah. Make an acrobatics check.
Yes! Oh, God, I hope this works out.
Yeah, me too, or else you're going to have broken legs.
All right, well, I rolled a 22 on my
Nice.
acrobatics check.
You drop off the roof and grab onto a laundry line. It starts to unravel, and you swing across. Your feet skid on the opposite wall, and you just unravel all the way down like it's a scene from The Mummy or Spider-Man or something like that. You're just skidding down the side of the building, and you land right in front of the guard.
Prince of Persia style.
Theobald, you're right beside this big blood stain that's on the ground. The guard is now looking right at you, and he's wide-eyed did you just come from the roof?
Well, yeah, it's the best way to sort of get a good lay of the land, try to determine the direction that the assailant came from and the direction that the victim was coming from and how they converged in their paths. Have you ever taken a look from the roofs?
He looks up and cranes his neck up to the sky, looks back and forth, and then looks back down at you and is like, well, which one was on the roof then? Was it the victim or was it the assailant?
Well, I don't think either were on the roof, but from the roof's perspective, you can kind of gauge the direction that somebody is going from and then maybe where they may have gone towards, because my assumption is that we have not captured this perpetrator yet.
Roll a diplomacy check.
24 for Theobald.
All right, so this guy looks over his shoulder at his companion, who is currently pushing Knib-Knub with the back of his hands down the street, get out of here. And he looks back at you. You really seem to know what you're talking about, so as long as you don't tell anybody that I let you back here, just be quick about it.
What was your name?
I have no name. I am guard number 1.
Theobald winks and goes, I'm a nobody as well.
He winks back and gives you finger guns and then turns around.
Excellent.
Bimpkin.
Did all this happen in front of me? Did I see Theobald just jump from the roof?
I would let you decide if you were too distracted talking to the rat or if you were like, what? Up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's just behind the corner. So maybe the way I'm kind of envisioning it is there's like the little rat guard, and then he's kind of coming from a different angle. So he can maybe just see like the rat chewing on the chicken bone.
Sure.
And doesn't see what's going on.
Okay.
Around the corner.
All right, so you and the rat are alone. There he is. He's chewing on a bone.
Hello, little friend.
Where? You talk to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
My bones.
No, that's fine. You can have them. I'm not interested.
Good.
You live here, this area?
Yep. I live my warren. Not your warren, my warren.
Yes, no, that's fine. Yes, your territory, very obvious. Were you here last night?
Maybe.
Anything scary happen?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you see that big blood splatter to your left there?
He's all shifty-eyed, starts cleaning his paws, looks over to the blood splatter, looks back at you, and is like,
I did not do nothing.
That's fine. Yeah, no, you're not in trouble here. But did you see anything happen?
Maybe. What's it worth to you?
I could give you very many delicious rat treats.
little rat ears twitch and his nose is going like crazy.
Okay. I saw things. I saw lots of things. So many things you don't even understand.
Very good, very good. But tell me, what did you see?
I saw something that costs you 1 treat.
All right. 1 second. And he'll kind of start digging through all his pockets. Not his pants pockets, because he's still not wearing pants, apparently, but like his jacket pockets.
Yeah.
And pulls out some cracker crumbs that he had stuffed in like one of the sides and puts it down pretty close to him so that he doesn't have to walk any more forward.
And the rat hands just dart out and shove it all into his mouth, and he's like,
I saw a man. He was very tall. He had fur on his face. Then he was walking down the alley. And then one more treat.
Yep, okay, all right. And he'll pick a few more of the little crumbs that he has and throw them down on the ground.
snatches them all up again.
And then he was attacked. One more treat.
That was like in one sentence. You have to give me a little more.
That is important information.
It's all right, fine. And he pulls out like this little piece of cheese that's like particularly smelly. And he looks at it like he really doesn't want to give it up. Breathes out and then slowly puts it down.
Huge gob of saliva drops from the rat's mouth.
Bimpkin staying the same.
Snatches up the cheese.
And then a giant white creature. It was like cat or dog. It was big, with big eyes and little teeth, but many teeth. It come up and says something to other one in noises. Man turns around, fur on the face. A white creature, like dog, jumps, grabs neck, chokes, and then reaches into pocket and brings out shiny knife. Then I run, because screaming becomes too loud.
All right, wait. So there were three things. There's the furry-faced man, and then the other man that was tall, and then the white
Tall man has
dog.
furry face.
Oh, okay, so there's tall man, furry-faced, and then the white dog thing come out.
Yes. It had shiny, sharp knife. I remember the moon glinting off it.
Then you ran away, and when you come back,
There was lots of blood around. And this chicken.
was it a whole chicken? Or just this piece?
Mine.
Yes, I know, I don't want it. But was it the whole chicken or just that piece?
It's as much of it as there needed to be.
And then you never saw them again afterwards.
I'm going to take it with me.
No, not the chicken. The furry-faced man and the white wolf
They gone.
dog. Gone.
They gone. Yes. Now just chicken.
Oh, you see the white wolf before?
No, I did not.
In the furry-faced man that was tall. The fur like me?
No, for like baker.
Baker. Like man who cook?
Yes, man who makes bread.
Man who makes bread, he had furry face. Aha, like when tall men have the fur on bottom of face, yes?
Yes,
Oh, yes, okay.
very strange.
And do you remember color?
He was very dark, probably black.
All right, is there anything else that you remember that you could tell me?
I remember that you smell like you have more crumbs.
Yes, but aside from that?
No more relevant information.
All right. Do you have friends around? They hang around town here?
Am I free to go? Am I being detained?
No, I'm just a bit lonely. It's fine, you go.
Oh, yes. Lots of rats, don't worry.
I'm a sovereign citizen.
All right, goodbye.
And he turns back, grabs his chicken carcass with his mouth, and starts backpedaling into another hole in the wall.
Okay, Bimpkin will squeeze back through the way he came to meet up with Willen and Knib-Knub.
Theo,
Mm-hmm.
you are currently alone next to this big bloodstain.
I would like to assess the shape of the blood splatter, like if that indicates how it was spilled from the body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for, what is that called? Forensics?
Yeah, forensics.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody's got a forensic skill, it would be you.
Yeah.
You also had some alchemical items that may be helpful or relevant. I think we gave you an alchemical or formula book. If you pop that open, see anything there that might be useful to you? Otherwise, I'm going to have you just be rolling perception checks.
Maybe I'll take a sample of the blood.
Okay.
It's still dripping, right? It's not like it's dried up. It's still reasonably fresh.
Yeah, you're able to find some fresh spots. You take some of it and you put it into a little vial.
Mm-hmm.
You have an alchemical reagent pouch, which is got reagent vials in it. And right now you have 4 of those. So my plan for you, because your reagents, you make them on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
You just decide, oh, okay, I'm going to make this, and it costs you an action or whatever. Your 4 is your 4 per day. So just track down that inventory down to 0, and then refill it at the beginning of the day if you want.
Okay, perfect.
Whenever you spend one of those other ones that are from your formula book, you got the ghost ink, you've got bloodhound mask, all that stuff. So you collect some blood.
Yes.
You're analyzing the blood pattern, so perception check for that.
So I got a 16.
Okay. Looking around, you see the blood splatter seems to match the panicked man's description of what it sounded like happened. It's not like an arterial blood spray where somebody's neck was slit or something like that, but there is quite a bit of blood, which leads you to believe that, maybe it's a scalp cut or something like that. Or the splash of blood that you initially see is more horizontal to the ground and is low to the ground, which leads you to believe that maybe whoever was cut was pinned down when they were cut.
Oh, interesting. Do I see murder weapon or anything around, or would I know that the tool was shiny, likely to be silver, perhaps?
You're not sure of any of that. With no body to examine and no weapon in the vicinity, all you know is that somebody was cut here.
Yeah.
They were pinned to the ground and then cut.
Okay. And are there pathways that would have suggested where they would have met?
The ground here is cobblestone, so you're not able to see distinct tracks or anything like that.
Totally. Okay. Theobald has collected his little blood sample and continues on.
Okay.
To reconvene with the others.
You all meet back up in the street. One guard is giving you guys the stink eye, and the other one is just whistling and looking off in the other direction.
Nice.
You guys are standing in front of the butcher shop.
Well, what did you guys learn?
I met a little rat. I did not get his name, unfortunately, but he told me that there was something happened last night, and a tall man, he was describing as if he had fur, but I believe he was referring to what people have beards, you call them.
Okay.
He was attacked by a white dog of some sort, very big, very small teeth. And they got into a fight, and a knife was pulled out. It was very shiny, sharp knife sound like. And then the white dog bit down on the other man's neck and died. Sounds like. And Rat ran away. He was too scared.
Did you say the dog pulled a knife?
No, I think the man pulled the knife.
The man pulled the knife. Okay.
That's not how the rat described it.
I thought it was the dog that pulled the knife.
It was the dog? Okay. I was like, that wouldn't happen. Yes,
Yeah.
it was the dog.
Well, that seems wrong. All the dogs I know can't hold knives.
Yes, I was thinking that too. That's why I was so confused, thinking maybe rat meant man pulled out knife, but...
Suspicious. Well, Theo, did you learn anything?
I found some blood. And thinking I might want to use my bloodhound mask in my little formula book here that I got here to track down the scent of this blood to see if I can't find the recipient.
Okay. Tell us about Bloodhound Mask. What does it do? How long does it last? How does it help you?
It's a duration of 10 minutes. It's a single-use mask that I slip over my mouth and nose, and it has an alchemical filter activated with one hand. Once activated, the mask sharpens odors, giving me sort of an impression of the scent within like a 15-foot range. So like if I'm not wearing the mask, I can't smell it. It's basically I'm putting on like a really good nose.
Cool.
And then I put it on, and then I can use a survival skill to track creatures by scent. And it gives me bonuses for this check.
Sweet. All right. Minus one of your reagent vials off. You guys watch as Theobald slips this almost like silicone face over the bottom half of his face, barely fitting around his tusks, begins to sniff. I'll get you to roll a survival check with a +1.
I got a 15 on my tracking with a +1 circumstance bonus.
Okay. Right now, you're trying to parse out all the different scents in the area. You've got the patisserie up the street. You've got the bakery. You've got mud. You've got the ozone of the rain last night. You can then smell the blood, which is this acrid, coppery smell that the closer to the alley you are, the more overpowering it becomes. On top of that, you smell a sort of formaldehyde-y sort of smell. And like a really rank BO.
Gross.
Sorry.
Yeah. And it's not coming from the guards, which is what you normally would expect.
Yeah, I look at Knib-Knub.
What?
Knib-Knub smells like pickles.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. Pickles.
Does it give me like a sense of direction? Like if I start walking around, will it start getting stronger in a particular direction that I walk in?
You pace up and down the street, and the scent definitely fades the further away you get from the alley, leading you to believe that either the scent goes further into the alley or somewhere else.
All right, I think we need to go back into the alley and go deeper into it with this mask.
Okay.
Just while I still have the ability to smell.
You have your 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. All right. Follow me, boys.
All right, Tom.
So, over the roof again with more athletics checks, or do you want to society your way into the alley?
I think we can society our way into the alley.
Okay. Who's got the best society?
I have a +11.
Same.
Oh, then it should probably be
Ooh,
you.
nice.
Yeah. Theobald walks up to the previous guard that we had whistled, pats him on the shoulder. All right, mister. We have stuff on the other side of this alley that we need to get through, and this is the fastest way for us to get there. And he winks. And he's got like this weird silicone mask on his nose.
All right. Roll a diplomacy.
I got a 26.
So you walk up with this weird mask on your face, and he looks over you and he's like, what the fuck is this? And he just looks the other way, and you walk past. The four of you walk past. And you get into the alleyway, and you start sniffing around. And the BO scent's definitely stronger the further you go into the alley, and you begin following it back into the network. Make another survival check. Does anybody else have any senses that would help in this situation?
No.
I think Knib-Knub also relies mostly on his sense of smell and taste. So, I mean, he's always sniffing around the air.
Okay.
Actually, I have a really good survival. I have a +10.
Yeah.
I also have a scent ability as a long snout rat.
So you can just smell all the time.
Yeah, you gain an imprecise scent with a range of 30 feet.
Oh man, that's like twice as far as mine. Mine's like 15 feet.
Bimpkin's just like hanging out. Like,
Yeah, I've been smelling that for a while. Yeah.
Well, I did my work today.
All right, so Bimpkin, you could also roll a survival.
Bimpkin got a 14.
Okay, that's enough to aid in giving Theobald a little bit of a boost. And you guys manage to track the scent through a warren of alleyways until you come out to another street intersection. And you look up to the north and down to the south, and you see more buildings, more tangle, more tenements everywhere. And you all look to the center of the street, right to the middle of the intersection. You see a large manhole cover. You sniff right up to it. All standing around it, Bimpkin and Theobald are getting a really strong whiff of this nasty BO.
Mm-hmm.
When suddenly, from a couple blocks away, you hear the sound of an explosion, like a building collapsing. Boulders or rubble, bricks, all just being torn down in a sudden gust of dust and dirt, just up into the air. And you hear people screaming.
Oh my God.
What?
And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody, for listening once again. If you want to support the show, there's a few different ways. You could head over to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star rating. Find us and follow us on social media at The House of Bob. Come join our Discord and chat with us and other listeners of the show. You can also support us on Patreon, where you'll have a whole bunch of extra bonus content, such as one-shots, director's commentary, and more. And we'd like to thank all of our Patreon supporters today, including Patrick Hegarty, Brandon Knox, Ron Sonius, Team Eamon, Pavel Lishan, Christine Braille, Tom Inns, Elias Anderson, Mark Boykin, Mary Margaret, Jessica Colvin, Ray Kearney, Scooter Emerson, Tyler Kay, Josh Jordan, Keith Haddad, Bluckett 12, Tom Wesley, Jessica, Kieran Duffy, Mike from the Tales of the Glass-Guarded World podcast, Luke Conroy, and Volt. And if I'm saying any of those wrong, or if you want us to adjust your name for the show, please email us and let me know. Artwork for this episode was created by Shaun at ShaunMakes.com. Editing for the show is done by Alex at Astronomic Audio. Music for the show is graciously provided by Mike from Tales of the Glass-Guarded World podcast under Creative Commons Attribution. Thank you very much, everybody. Roll on.
Gruel. I like this. This gruel's good. How's your gruel?
Oh, this is great gruel. This is some of the best gruel I've ever had, personally.
Well, I got sausages.
Can I have those?
No.
Please?
No.
The gruel was on special. Why wouldn't you always, when you go to a new establishment, you always get the house special.
What do
You
I
don't
gotta
just
do
get the
to get...
same old thing.
What do I gotta do to get those sausages?
I'm just saying, gruel does not look good.
But it's the house special. It's a special for a reason.
It's special because it's on discount. They're trying to get rid of it.
I don't care how it looks. I care how it smells.
Yeah, and it smells like garbage.
No,
Well,
I'd say
that's fine.
This gruel smells quite good, actually.
It's pretty good garbage.
I mean, my sausages look way better.
But you could get those sausages anywhere.
No, you can't.
They
You
don't
can't
make
get
them
I got
in-house.
the last ones.
No, she doesn't make them
How much
in-house.
money you want? I'll give you money for the sausages.
So how much money do you
4
have?
silver.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
Here you go. Now
Yeah.
give me the sausages.
All right.
Give me the bits
I've
you
had
ate,
my
too.
fill.
Spit back out the parts that you already put in your mouth.
Make me.
At this point, before any spitting of sausages take place,